Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, so I'm going to be doing the Montreal Canadiens season preview today. Alright, just start off, just let everybody know. I posted some edits to, I think 4 videos today. I'm editing, the edits I'm just putting in written form on the descriptions for the videos. I did Chicago, Detroit, Boston, and Arizona. Arizona, I just did an edit for what's his name? Derek Stepan being traded to Ottawa, so he's no longer on the team. Boston did an edit saying that Zdeno Chara signed with Washington, and Chicago and Detroit are probably the most significant because I changed what I predicted they would do because Chicago's had 3 major injuries they've announced over the last few days, which are Jonathan Toews is out indefinitely, Alexander Nylander is out for pretty much the season, and Kirby Dach is out for 6 months. Those are big hits to their offense, and as such, I'm now saying that Detroit is going to be better than Chicago in that division. So I think Chicago will be the bottom team in that division, and Detroit will at least be better than them, at least. So, just to give you those updates. So make sure to go look at those if you want any more details. Look them up online too. Other than that, if you're a subscriber, thank you for watching, and thank you for helping me out. And if you are not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified when a new video drops. And other than that, let's begin with the Montreal Canadiens season preview. Alright, their additions include Brandon Baddock, 1 year, $700,000. He's going to be a minor leaguer. Tyler Toffoli, he signed a 4-year, $4.25 million per season deal. I think he's going to be a good addition. I think he may play well with Nick Suzuki, honestly, in that lineup. That may be a good duo there. Michael Frolik signed a 1 year, $750,000 deal. Corey Perry signed the same deal. They'll probably be third, fourth liners, most likely. Josh Anderson, they acquired via trade. Joel Edmondson, they acquired via trade and signed him to a 4-year, $3.5 million per season deal. That was honestly a really good pickup for them. They needed that extra defender, honestly. Especially someone who was better at the defensive aspect because they had a lot of offensive defenders. Jake Allen, they added via trade. He'll be a good solid backup, so Carey Price doesn't have to play like 70 games a season. I mean, I know this season's only like 56 games, but at least that way they can do a better split of the games so Carey Price is not tired come playoff time. Alright, subtractions. Carl Alsner his contract was bought out, not surprising. And honestly, I don't think he's played many, if any, games over the last 2 years for them, so he was just a waste of money. Keith Kincaid went to New York Rangers. Goalie there. Max Domi, they traded to Columbus. I'm sorry, they acquired Josh Anderson for him. Sorry, I had that in reverse. Dale Weiss and Max Freiberg are the only two that were of any significance who went to free agency. I don't even think Freiberg's even played for them for a few years now, but he was still under contract, I believe. So, re-signed Jake Allen after they acquired him. He still has 1 year on his contract, but they signed him to a 2-year extension at $2.875 million per season. That starts next year. Brendan Gallagher, they re-signed to a 6-year, $6.5 million contract, which begins next year because he still has a year left on his current. Xavier Ouellet signed a 2-year, $737,500 per season contract. He'll be a depth defender, probably just in case of injury. Victor Mete, 1 year, $735,000, depth defender. Noel Juleson, 1 year, $700,000 contract, probably gonna be a minor league or taxi team defender. Josh Anderson, after they acquired him, signed a 7-year, $5.5 million per season contract. That one, we'll see how that contract works out because he didn't look good last year, but he also was injured. So, I don't know. Hopefully he comes back healthy and he's worth that money. I hope so because it sucked to sign that contract and be stuck with it for 7 years. Jeff Petrie signed a 4-year extension, $6.25 million per season. And that one also starts next season, which means that he has 1 year left on his contract. So that's 3 guys that re-signed the contracts that don't start till next year, and I don't think I had a single person like that up until now. This is just interesting how it's worked out. Jake Evans signed 2 years, $750,000 per season. He's just going to be a minor leaguer from what I've seen. Let's see. Salary cap. They're $82 million, which means they're just slightly over. 82.6, I'm sorry. They do have projected long-term injury reserve of 1.1, so that will probably help out if that is not already subtracted. I'm not sure how they do it on Cap Friendly. And just so you know, I do get everything off of Cap Friendly, all the screenshots, so do go check them out because they have some really good content on their site. And so if they're at 82.6, their cap space is in the negative, which they just mark as 0 on this site. Alright, contract-wise, after this season they have Tomas Tatar will be a UFA, Philip Deneau will be a UFA, Joel Armia UFA, Jordan Wheel UFA, Corey Perry and Michael Frolik UFAs. RFAs, they have Arturi Lehkonen and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Sorry, that was a bit of a mouthful. And I know my pronunciation is not great here. Sorry. My mind is, I recognize faces. I'm not great with people's names. I have a hard time remembering names, so sorry ahead of time if I mispronounce these. I do my best. Alright, let's see. Yeah, those are only 2 RFAs, and you know Kotkaniemi is going to get a big payday. If he keeps playing the way he's been showing, he's going to get payday. Philip Deneau, I think that would be a hard one to lose if they let him go. Tatar, I think they can let him go, especially now they got like people like Toffoli. I think that'll be okay. And Anderson is a good addition too if he can go back to form. I mean, he's only 26. He's got lots of time to go back to his form. I mean, you also had Nick Suzuki, who looked incredible in the playoffs last year. So we'll see what a full season looks like with him. So that's where they're at. I mean, Armia, I think they can let go. Wheel, probably. Perry and Frolik, they'll probably let go. So I don't think there's going to be any major losses out there this year, unless they let Deneau go, because he's looked like a pretty solid defensive forward there for them. Defender-wise, they have no one they're looking at losing other than Victor Mete, but he's an RFA, so they truly could keep him one way or the other. And he's cheap enough and young enough, they could probably keep him at a cheaper contract. I mean, they got Alexander Romanov, a guy they've been looking forward to coming up. He's going to be up this year, so we'll see how that works out for them. Goaltending, you know, Carey Price is going to be solid as long as he's healthy. And if he's not, they got Jake Allen now, who can honestly be a solid starter too. So they're covered if one gets hurt. Alright, now depth forwards, the non-roster guys. Ryan Poling is going to be an RFA out there this year. Same with Hayden Verbeek, Alexander Alain, who actually I just saw they put him on waivers in order to terminate his contract, so he is technically not a part of the team anymore. Michael Pizzetta is an RFA. Joseph Blandisi is an RFA. Jacob Lucchini is an RFA. Brandon Baddock is an RFA. Laurent Dauphin is a RFA. And Lucas Vejdimo, I'm not sure if that's correct, but he's a free agent, RFA out there this year. And Alex Belzil is a UFA. Defensive-wise, they have 4 guys who are going to be Cale Fleury. I know I saw his name come up on the prospect portion. There was an article from last year. He was one of their top 10, and this year wasn't listed. So I'm not sure where that is for him. Gustav Olofsson. What was the other one? Oh, Otto Leskinen. And Noah Yulson are all RFAs. They got Caden Gooley, who they just drafted in the wings, but he's probably going to be at least a year or 2. Alright, goalie-wise, Vasily Demchenko is a UFA out there this year, and Charlie Lindgren, who has played some games for him in the past, is a UFA. Michael McNiven is RFA. Alright, here's how they draft went. Honestly, their first three are probably going to be pretty solid picks, is my guess. Caden Goalie, they got number 16 overall. Honestly, I'd hoped that he had fallen back to 27, so Ducks could pair him with his brother, but didn't work out, so it happens. Just like Luke Tuck at number 47 didn't fall to Vegas, so he could play with his brother, but most brothers don't ever get to play together in the NHL. So it is what it is, but two solid picks there. And then Jan Misak, who actually fell back in the draft at number 48. Jack Smith, 102. Blake Biondi is number 109. 124, Sean Farrell, 136. Jacob, or Jakob, however he pronounces it, Dobes. Alexander Gordon at 171. Alright, here's what they actually, I think, so far have the most draft picks this next season that I've seen so far. They have all their own picks, 1 through 7. They have Tampa Bay second, Chicago and Washington's third, St. Louis and Vegas is fourth, Ottawa and Philadelphia is fifth. And then next year they have St. Louis is seventh to go with all their own for the next 2 years. So they have quite a few picks. What was that? Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 picks already this year. So they could honestly be pretty well set for the future if they draft well. Alright, here's what the lineups look like. First line, you got Tatar, Deneau, and Gallagher. Second line, you got Drouin, Suzuki, and Anderson, which I don't know why they have. Honestly, since Anderson's coming back from injury, I'd start him third line. But also, Toffoli and Kakaniemi could be a good duo too. Actually, that could probably work. Well then, third line you have Kakaniemi, Lehkonen, and Toffoli. Another solid line. The fourth line you got Byron, Wheel, and Armia. A fairly solid third and fourth line as well. D pair you have Shea Weber and Ben Chariot. Second one you have Edmondson and Petrie. I don't know why I wanted to say Perry there. Oh, they don't have Perry listed. That's kind of surprising. I think Perry may play instead of Armias most nights. But we'll see. I mean, he's 35 to Armias 27, so we'll see. Third pair, you got Kulak and Romanov. Then goaltending, you got Price and Allen. Scratches, you got Perry, Frolik, and Mete. So they have a solid lineup for Perry and Frolik and Mete to be extras or scratches. That's a pretty solid lineup. And they showed it in the playoffs last year. It looked amazing. Taxi squad, they got Poling, who is one of their top prospects. Let's see. Blandisi's played games. I think Jake Evans has played games. Xavier Ouellet has. Cale Fleury, like I said, is a prospect. Charlie Lindgren can fill in if there's injury. Training camp, they got Laurent Dauphin. I don't know how to say it. Dauphin, I think is how you say it. Caden Primo, one of their top prospect goaltenders. He could be playing some games this year. I think he played in a few last year as well and looked pretty good. Alright, loaned. They have Caden Goalie overseas right now because there's no junior hockey in Canada right now. Cole Caulfield, he's looked decent in the World Juniors this year. He's going to score goals. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to provide a whole lot else. He's pretty much like a carbon copy of Johnny Gaudreau. Literally, because I think they're about the same size, too. So, he's basically going to provide the same type of thing. A lot of offense. He's not there for the defense, but he's there for the offense. He's in, I know, NCAA, so he's not going to be playing this year because he's already played NCAA games. Unless after the NCAA season ends, he signs a contract and comes over then. That's the only possibility. Luke Tuck, Jan Misak, they both will be overseas for now, or not overseas, but in their respective leagues for now. I believe Tuck is in, I want to say OHL, I think it was. But somewhere up there. Alright, so let's see. And for some reason, they had Charles Houdon on the reserve list. I was kind of surprised they didn't have him. Why did I say? Oh, okay, never mind. Let's see what the stats are. Yeah, I think he may play. I'm not sure why he's not. All right, top prospects. You got Alexander Romanov. He had 7 points in 43 KHL games, which to me suggests he's more of a defensive defender, which is perfectly fine. Never hurts to have a few of those. Because you got the offensive, you need the defensive ones too. To play with them, to protect them when they're up on the offense. Cole Caulfield, 36 points in 36 NCAA games last year. I think he had 12 and 10 points before the World Juniors this year. Ryan Poling, 2 points in 27 AHL games and 13 points in 36 AHL games. He was disappointing last year in the NHL because what was it? The season before he played the last game and he had a hat trick in that last game, and they high expectations, and 2 points in 27 games last year did not meet expectations. But I think they're still going to be giving him a chance. We'll see how he goes. Caden Primo was 1-1 in 2 NHL games, and 17, 11, and 3 in 33. I didn't put it there, but AHL games. Caden Goalie, 40 points in 64 WHL games. And then extra prospects that I saw on like top 10 lists or other lists in general. Cameron Hillis, a forward. Josh Brook, a defender. Matthias Norlinder, a defender. And Jordan Harris, a forward. So, my guess is Montreal is going to be a middle-range team. They have a very solid team. Problem is, their division is a very solid division. That's why I'm saying they can finish anywhere from the bottom to the top of this division. Because they're all good teams. I mean, Ottawa has made improvements. I still think Ottawa is going to be at the bottom of this division. But the rest of the teams, you don't know what you're going to get in this division. This is a hard division to pick. Because, I mean, Montreal could be first. Calgary could be first. Edmonton could be first. Toronto could be first. Vancouver could be first. Winnipeg could be first. I mean, Ottawa, if all the right events happen and if there's injuries to other teams, they could finish first. But this is a tough division to pick. That's why I'm saying they're going to be bottom to top. But I do think they're a more mid-range team. I think they got some growing to do. But they're going to be a very good team in the next year. Next year, I'd say they are for sure going to be a guaranteed playoff team, one way or the other. Because I'm not sure they announced exactly how the playoff format was going to be this year. If they're going to do play-in round again. If they do, they're definitely going to be in the play-in round. I don't see them being... Ugh. It's going to be hard to tell how they do this. We'll have to see how they actually do the playoffs. But, like I said, this division is hard to pick because they're all good teams. Where, like, the West, you can say, oh, Anaheim, Arizona, probably going to be at the bottom. LA could even possibly be. Central, Chicago and Detroit are definitely going to be the worst. Probably Florida, too. East, New Jersey, you can easily say is going to be the worst team in that division. Easily. So, that's where we're at. I think Montreal is going to finish towards the top of their division, personally. I think they're going to show really well this year if they can keep that momentum from the playoffs going. I mean, as long as Price stays healthy and Allen stay healthy, I think they'll be a good team. So, good luck to Montreal. Hopefully sometime in the next decade we'll see you reach that top of the league championship status again. Advance your league record amount of championship trophies. Because we've been waiting since '93 for that to happen. I think everybody in Montreal has been as well. I think it's the longest stretch they've ever gone in the league's history without championship. Was that 93 till 2021? That is going on, holy cow, almost 30 years. Dang, that's a long time for a franchise like that that's won 24 cups. So that's how it is, though, sometimes. So good luck to Montreal and their fans this year. Hopefully it's a really good year. I've never had a problem with Montreal. I know Boston fans probably hate me for saying that, but sorry, Boston fans. I hope you best, too. I don't mind either of you. And honestly, I love seeing you two play each other in the playoffs. So if you can find a way to play each other in the playoffs, please do it. All right, everybody. Like I said before, if you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe. Thank you to my subscribers. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell if you're not a subscriber, or if you are a subscriber. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop the next video. I'm going to be dropping, let's see, who's next after Montreal? Nashville is next. And make sure to like, comment, and share. And I will see you next video. Bye, everybody.